Sorry, my last video, I've never filled my phone up on memory, but it's loaded. So here we are. We're gonna try this box out. We've got one inserted right now. Each one is getting a series setup. So we got positive on one coil, going to negative through positive through the other one, negative. So you have a positive and negative at 2 ohms on this driver. This one at 2 ohms, both of them in parallel, goes back to 1. And I'll get this installed, then we're gonna compare it to the other box that we got sitting out in the trailer there. We've been playing with all for about 6 or 7 months now, and we like it, but this is the new design we're gonna try with the vent up top here. And it's a little bit wider, but it's got a little bit of a reach over on the other side there, reach around. Okay, I'll put all these videos together after. Okay, here's where we're at today. Did a little testing beforehand of these 2 cabinets. Obviously this one here we've been playing with, same size and dimensions. This one's also a little bit thinner, so got a couple more cubes on this box. So we've had different size of vents we've been pulling in and out on this cabinet. Obviously the porting is in the middle, and then we've just been dinking around with this different size. Obviously it's not a finished box. Let's see here. So right now I'm just going to put this back together. What we were doing here, I'll show you. Just got a piece of cushion in here, and obviously this is going to leak and not sound appropriate, but this is what we just made this one here. And the venting is probably too big. I'm going to add another piece of wood down at the back there, length of this piece down here, because it isn't hitting the lows. It sounds wonky compared to this one. I like the sound of this one better still. Unbelievable. So what we've been trying is I've just got a part of Skrillex Summit looped. So it's on, I was playing it actually lower, like slowed down. Just those 2 notes. Just on natural speed. I'm not going to slow it down right now. So right now you're listening to, well, it's not going to make a difference on the phone here. This one here, it's got a nice that punch noise, but the 2 low notes sound like shit. Now when I switch over, obviously we've got one of these amplifiers running each cabinet at 1 ohm. It's about the max this amp will do. So I'm going to turn that sub off, turn this one on. And you can't really tell on the phone, but it's just a smoother tone. It's still got that punch, but the low notes, just a smoother note. And we've been playing with that vent, and I just like the sound of that depth and that size and everything. Which is, I think it's 12.5. Let's see. Show you. We got here 12.5. 17.5. It's 15 deep. It's 15 deep on that. This thing here we're sitting at, starting off 12.5, and it goes down in 5 inches. This is obviously a bigger hole, so it will be a higher note. I should have made it smaller. 12, 11 3/4, and the whole box is inside diameter. 22 3/4. So I don't know if I'm gonna play with that one anymore right now. Add a little, take a driver out, add a little bit more of the venting on the back, or just take a piece of wood, take this piece of wood and hold it in the back of this one. Let's see if it sounds better. This one right now is kicking butt. So another track we can play, I downloaded a different version of Sir Mix-a-Lot with some low end added in. So I've just got it started right at, obviously we got no mids and horns to hear in here, so you can't hear the track. So it's just got some nice lows. I'm not boosting anything, just kind of flat EQ. Some people won't have all this stuff to mess around with. I mean, I've got some of these K2s. These amplifiers are also Crown 4000s. They are crap for subs. I tried this on subwoofers. They are gutless. These K2s can do the job, but if you're gonna get any amplifier commercial, get the X or the Macrotech 3600s or 5000s, or they've got a new one, iTech, or the Macrotech with an I on it. They'll all do the job. I think these are still my favorite. Old school, big transformers in them. They need 30 amps, so they got a big plug on them, so you can't just plug them into just a regular old 110. And I'm crossing over at 95 right down to 20 through this DBX. So I'm letting it 95 straight through. I mean, I could cut off the low end, but right now I just want to see how low can we get these to go. So right now, that is the black box with the vent in the middle. And I still think it sounds better all around for these couple of notes here. Go back to the other one. Here's the new one. Now it's leaking around the subs there really bad too. It's just a totally different, not a smooth sound whatsoever. I've got screws all the way in. I'm trying to figure out where the leaks are. Yeah, it's leaking on the rubber seal. Anywhere else it's leaking? Not leaking on all my joints. This driver's actually not leaking. It's just this one. It's leaking around the edge. Bad. So that's a big issue too. You don't want to have any air leakage anywhere besides the port of the vent. So I don't know what to do. I'm going to play around a little bit here and you'll see some more video. Okay, so now what I've done, since I was unimpressed with the DD 9918s in my new box, so I've got the other pair sitting out. We've ripped it apart. Many different boxes of different styles. They're all the same about cubic feet. We took the old Electro Voice EVX 180Bs, put them into this box, and they sound fantastic. So the only difference we've got here is we took, I'll show you what we did here. Our EV box set, this has two EVX 180 in it, and it's just a vent in the middle with no depth. So these two boxes are identical as we speak right now, and the DDs sound pretty good with this size vent in there, but the DDs don't sound good in that puppy, and I don't feel like tearing that motherfucker apart. So we're gonna take the DDs, vent these two boxes, take this, put the EVs in here, and then we'll have a pair of these because there's one kind of just sitting here, and then we'll have a nice set of stuff to play with. So right now we're playing that Sir Mix-a-Lot. We can't tell much on the phone what's going on, so just take my word for it. We're going to switch over now. We are done testing. I mean, I could probably rip this out, change this entire vent, and make the DD sound good, but why mess with a good thing that I've been messing with? This cubic foot, which is just under 20 cubic feet, it's like 19.2. It's 5 feet tall by 30 feet deep by 2 feet wide, with a little bit less because I've got it in here, so it's like 19.4 inside dimensions. And with this vent size in there, they sound great, so why mess with a good thing? We're gonna tear all this stuff apart and do another video. We've already did our test song. We were doing this one here. Found it on eBay, or on eBay, YouTube. It's got some lows in it. Seems to play pretty good. This is the EVs we're listening to right now, and then I use that Skrillex Summit, has a couple of notes in it. So that's regular speed, and I slow it down to about -12 with this programming. There, now it's really hitting hard. Now we're hitting down like 27s and everything, and it does a great job. We're probably gonna have to put some silicone seal. They seal a lot better on the edging here, so we're still gonna silicone the outside so we can get it moved easier. And we're gonna play around with some other tracks. Like, I'm gonna stop this. So all we're doing is sending the laptop into a mixer. You don't need to do this, and it's just no gain, no EQ done to it, and then back into this DBX drive out crossover. So it is getting crossed over with a Butterworth 24 dB per octave. Let's see how sharp it gets. Go to crossover. Oops, wrong one. I already showed you this stuff, I think. Low frequency, it goes 95 down to straight through, which you don't want to do really. I wouldn't suggest it. So I would hit the first notch there and start at 20. We're probably going to go up somewhere in here. So it's just wasted power down there in a building, I should say. If you're in a car, you can probably get it as low as you want, but I don't think we're going to make it here. Oh, maybe you can hear these 22s now. Maybe we'll just do it at 21, 22, somewhere in there. Normally we're running our systems up here. 28 was our roll-off. But we can hear these notes now, so why not step down a notch? This gets it into the danger zone where subs start to flippity flap, so we're going to probably add some limiting on it, but we'll play with it at a gig, an EDM gig this weekend. I'll keep you informed. See if I'll add another video to this. Microtex, baby. Wanna hold that? Yeah. That's the curved piece, venting, that goes into the box. With the other ones. Didn't sound good on the DDs, but we're using on the EVs. We got some JBLs to play with too. Okay, here we have our... Okay, we got our new vent prepared for the DDs in the center port.
The appearance of a gun scares most people.
Oh, yeah. So we had that vent we were playing with, and we were describing that we moved these EVs over that box. That sounds great. DDs are staying in this box, and we're just gonna take another one apart and vent it. And we tried that one. We want a little bit lower note, which it's 15.5 by 18 by 15 inches deep into the box. That's a 30-inch deep box from that edge. So we've done a new vent here, and we're not dadoing the corners or anything. It's just end-to-end screwed and lots of wood glue, because I think when you dado it on something like this, so much force here, dadoing it in is gonna restrict it. It's gonna be a little bit of a bending area. There's Mr. Fly. And so we have put this together. We're just gonna be, this is the outside. We've routered it on there. This is the external part. The internal part we're about to router the inside and the outside, so that the air chamber can just kind of creak by here. And actually this box isn't quite to the side. There's a little bit of a spacing with these ribs, so we can put a grill and a mesh over it. So it's gonna have some breatheway around the sides too. And we know it's probably gonna sound pretty damn good because we've been playing with this for many months. Here we go, routering on the inside. Doctor, cremate this internal organ. I have to stand on it. Doesn't matter what song you choose, we're gonna go with that. She Makes Up Houses on Broadway with all the low end added in. It seems to hit some good notes like 32 and 27. So we tried out that other one. We were just trying to get a good vent sound out of the DDs here, so it's just no bother. Wait, before we do it, so I don't know if you can tell on the phone, so I'm gonna hit it. That's it. Now he's gonna put the port in. Sounds pretty good as soon as it gets in there. Hear the extension? Oh, that low is nice. This track's only hitting two notes. I'm pretty happy with that sound, eh? We're not sealed up. I mean, you want to get that completely sealed around the edges so we can listen to this for a bit. Pretty late in the night, so I mean, we're on a farm, but yet there's neighbors that could hear it at high volume, so we're not going to do that today. We're going to just let it sit in there and seal it up tomorrow. So I'm pretty happy with that sound. Could try another track. What was I trying before? That sounds good. I was trying that Skrillex Summit. I could try many different songs that you probably know. Try your own tracks. so you know what you're looking for. We've got enough boxes that hit the punches and all that. So let's see here. I just did that Summit. Find it. There you go. Skrillex Summit. Just play it. It's got a couple low notes. We're going to play at regular speed. So we're just going to fast forward it. So, you can hear it. It's got some high notes. Not bad. Sounds pretty good.
Take it out. See how great it sounds after.
Hold on. Okay, we're going to take a break here and do some more video in the morning.